Hey, what's up, y'all? So last night, there was Tuesday night football because of all the problems that the Baltimore Ravens have been having with the COVID-19 issues, and it was going to be a huge. I would say homecoming, but the game was in Baltimore. But it was going to be a huge game for emotionally wise for for Dez Bryant. But he ended up before the game. He had gotten a COVID test, some of the players, and his came back inconclusive. So they pulled him out of warm-ups, tested him again, and his test result was positive. So he tweeted out before the game, he tested positive and that he's gonna hang it up for the season. He can't take it anymore. So with that being said, my thing is he been on the team plane. Well, actually, they didn't go nowhere because the game was in Baltimore. So he been mixing, mingling with the team in the locker room, pregame warm-ups and all that stuff, all the practices and walkthroughs, during the week. So should they have played that game last night because he took an inconclusive test. He took a test and it came back inconclusive. So that means he had it. So that means the wide receiver group probably has it. The wide receiver coaches, which meets with the rest of the staff in game plan issues, you know. So that means that the Baltimore Ravens COVID issues is probably still real huge. It's probably still a dark COVID cloud hanging over the Baltimore Ravens. So with that being said, now everybody that came in contact with him, because he was on the bench, and then, physical contact with the Dallas Cowboys last night. So that could turn into a huge issue. That could turn into a huge issue. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully they wear their masks in practice, walkthroughs, meetings, which they probably don't because they're getting tested so frequently. They probably don't feel like they have it. But hopefully, his issue is contained to to only hopefully only he had it. In this instance. But it's hard to believe that it will only be him because doctors, trainers, uh, coaches, other players, they're all around him. And being as though they was playing the Cowboys, everybody's probably like, yo, you ready? You ready? So everybody's hyped, dapping them up, fist bumping, chest bumping, all that. So, I'm pretty sure it was a lot of interaction going on leading up to this game. And he ended up, testing positive. So hopefully he recovers quick, no issues, you know. Um and hopefully nobody else turns up positive due to contact with him, you know. It's a scary thing, but it's a real thing. You just got to take the precautions necessary to get through it. Hopefully the vaccine and all types of other stuff will happen, and soon. So we, not just the players, but everybody in the country will be in the clear, because this is like going crazy. This whole pandemic thing is going crazy. And there was a game last night, the Cowboys actually hung in tough for the first quarter and a half. They looked good, like they was gonna do something. But, the Baltimore rushing attack just wears you down. How physical they are and things of that nature, it just wears you out, man. Those guys are real physical up front, offensive line and defensive line, and they wear you out. And they just keep going, pounding, pounding, pounding. 3 running backs, and then you got Lamar Jackson, who's like one of the fastest dudes in the league. So, once you get used to the physicalness, and not used to it, but, once you think you got like, okay, they're coming right at me, then he'll just fly right by you, So it's tough. It's tough to play them, and for any team, not just the Cowboys. So, that was that, and it was on their way to over like around 300 yards rushing. They ended up with a big time victory, 34-17. So, they ended up doubling up the Cowboys. And the Cowboys having some issues on defense anyway. They're ranked 32nd in every statistical category, which is crazy to me. I don't know. But hopefully they'll get it together. Because last night really didn't have nothing to do with the offense not being able to produce. I mean, the offense came up with 17 points. They moved the ball well. But, once you get down and a lot of pressure situations start to take place, and you don't have your quarterback, and your running game is not what it once was due to injuries on that offensive line. True enough, but Ezekiel Elliott's not looking the same. He's not looking the same. To me, Tony Pollard should probably start to get more touches, because he just got a burst. He got the juice in his legs. He took a kickoff like 65 yards last night. And then he caught a pass for about 20 yards. It was called back, but he broke a tackle or two on that play, even though it was called back. He just got so much more juice in his legs. He got so much more pop, and right now he's not fumbling the ball. Zeke's fumbling the ball. He didn't fumble last night, but he got more fumbles this year than he got his whole career, and fumbles lost. So, there's just some issues, and I think they should start shaking things up. Because if you put the ball in Tony Pollard's hand more, Zeke will get in better condition, and he'll protect the ball. Because they just made him the highest paid running back ever, if I'm not mistaken. So the highest paid running back ever, and now you want to start fumbling the ball. Fumbling the bag, whatever you want to call it. The Cowboys got to figure it out. They don't got a lot of this season's over. 3-9, this season's over. But they got a bunch of young guys on the roster. True enough. They got rid of all the veteran guys on the roster because they wasn't buying into the BS that's being taught, being coached. And the problem is they got a bunch of high-paid guys on the roster that's not stepping up as leaders, not stepping up on the field for sure. And that right there in itself is a problem. Because if you paying these guys, you paying one guy $100 million, and you get excited every time he makes a tackle or a pressure, DeMarcus Lawrence, $100 million, that should be second nature to him. They should be like, well, everybody but D-Law got to tighten up, but he's the main one that got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? $100 million, and he's the main one that got to tighten up. $100 million, you are the leader of the team. They give you a $100 million contract, you're the leader of the defense. Dak's the leader of the team with no contract. but you got $100 million contract. You should be the leader of the defense. And it's a shame that he's playing so bad, over the last 2 or 3 years once he got that contract. Aldon Smith hasn't been on the field in how long? And he's the best defensive player you got. That's crazy. That makes no sense at all to me. And to nobody else except for the Dallas Cowboys front office. Fine with them. You know what I'm saying? So they got to get it together in a major way. I don't know what's going to happen with Dak, but Zeke got to get it together in a major way. Amari Cooper, another one. Huge contract, no impact. Huge contract, no impact on the game. You see the stat line, and it's like, oh man, Amari Cooper had all these yards. He had all those yards when the game was already out of reach. So something really big got to be done in Big D. So I don't know, man. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think, man. If you're a Cowboys fan, I just told it the way it was. Not taking shots. I'm a Pittsburgh fan, so what happened with the Cowboys got nothing to do with me. But like, we gotta be real. And y'all should put some pressure on them. Don't buy no tickets. He bought that big ass stadium. He just built that big, huge stadium. And the best thing going on in that stadium is boxing. The best thing going on in that stadium is boxing. So y'all need to not buy no tickets. Stop buying tickets. You buying tickets to go see them dudes lose every week? You can watch them lose and risk your health, if you want, but you can watch them lose at home. Safe and healthy, and from your living room. You lying in Jerry's pockets. He laughing all the way to the bank, him and his son. And they got a horrible, horrible product on the field. Terrible product on the field. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. It'll be greatly appreciated, man. The content is about to start picking up. I got a new spot for the show, for the podcast, and I said it before, but that ended up falling through. Whoever, they ended up selling that place. So the space that I was gonna be in for the podcast, that all got sold with the building, obviously, and they had other plans for it. So, but I just locked up a place last week, and Saturday I'm gonna be doing the first show. So check it out, check me out, let everybody know. Yeah, man, hit the like, subscribe, share the video, drop a comment below if you think Tony Pollard should get more touches. Drop a comment below if you think Dez would have had a big game or not. I feel like he would have played good against them because the defense is not that good, and he would have just been another option for Lamar Jackson. So yeah, man, drop some comments below. Let me know. I'm out of here, man.